Hi everyone! Welcome to my YouTube channel or kung saan man nyo man to mapapanood. So welcome. I am Faith. And for today's video, eto na, gagawin ko na yung sagot sa tanong ng karamihan about saan ako nag-aaral at ano pang anything about sa aking course. I mean, as an international student here in New Zealand. Kasi para isang bagsakan na lang ang pagsagot. Anyway, okay. So again, welcome to this episode. I entitled the title of this episode is about IPU New Zealand Masters Program Guide for Aspiring Filipino Students, or even if you are from, you are other nationalities, you are free to listen, and we'll try our best to speak mix Filipino and English. Hey, so eto na. I've invited, the marketing manager of IPU to answer some of your frequently asked questions about my school, about my course. And by the way, if you don't know me yet, I am Faith, currently an international student studying level 9 course. At IPU New Zealand. And I'm studying Masters in Contemporary International Studies, or known now as Masters in Global Business. So I won't take this long. Let's welcome on the stage Joseph Kiambao. Hello, Joseph. Welcome to the show.
Hello! Hello, Faith! Hello po sa inyo lahat. Mabuhay! Kia ora!
Wow, gandang welcome Eto na, kasi ang dami kasi nagtatanong sa akin about IPU. And by the way, thank you for being my guest and for being willing to answer everything kasi I'm just a student, so I can't answer everything. So that's why I called you anyway.
Hindi, pero maganda ikaw na mismo mag-share ng experience mo later if ever about experience yung tanong. As a
Yes,
student,
yes, yes.
yeah.
But we're going to deep dive first sa course or anything about IPU. Okay,
Okay.
let's start now. Can you share what makes the master's program at IPU unique compared to other schools in New Zealand? Just give them like a brief background before we go through the
Okay.
details.
Sure. I think the best part about masters in IPU, we call this Master of Global Business, formerly known as the Master of Contemporary International Studies. This is the same program that Faith is currently taking. Ang kagandahan nito kasi itong MGB for short is interdisciplinary in nature. So meaning, for example, you're coming from a different background, like hindi lang business. For example, you're coming from science, coming from let's say engineering, teaching, iba-ibang industry, accountancy. Pwede ka dito kasi you'll get to choose your elective papers. Ano maganda doon, you can also delve into your own area of specialization pagdating sa thesis. Kasi di ba meron tayong research component dito. So all in all, this is a thought masters combined with the research component. But again, flexible. You can also do coursework lang. I think si Faith, ang ginagawa ni Faith ngayon is research eh. So kinumbine niya yung coursework and research. So meron siyang 90 credit thesis. So Faith can actually research on her area of specialization, area of expertise, area of, let's say, experience na sa kanyang work, or even area of interest, depending on the supervisor na yan. Kaya interdisciplinary siya. And yung mga papers pa natin na you will select are ranging from business, environment, sustainability. So yung mga subjects like international human resource management, sustainability, corporate leadership, and even change management. Ito yung mga nowadays very important and relevant in today's setting. So ang kagandahan nito is, again, interdisciplinary, flexible, and you can choose from coursework and research.
Okay, yan. So let's take note of that words, coursework and research. And later we'll flash yung poster para we can run through what's the difference between the two. And next question, Joseph, how long does it usually take to finish the master's program?
So, ngayon meron na tayong exit points ng 18 months and 2 years. Kasi before, meron tayong 2-year masters na parang design siya for first year, this will be the coursework, and then second year will be your research. But now, we can actually do it in 1.5 years. So, sabihin 18 months lang siya. 1.5. To be exact, para lang siyang meron tayong 180 credits na parang for 18 months. 210 credits na research-based na to, na still 18 months. Yung 2 years natin, Faith, sooner, or rather than later pa to, I think mangyayari dito is wala na tayong 2 years kasi gusto ng IPU maging short yung parang version ng masters. Kasi the shorter the best, 'di ba? Para in a way the shorter the better in terms of finishing your studies earlier than sooner. So ang maganda dito in 18 months tapos ka na with your masters na either coursework or research. I forgot to tell you pag tinanong niyo ako ano ba tong MGB? Para lang naman kayo nagma-master ng business administration eh. Parang MBA to, pero with applied research. Yun yung parang in summary. Para ka nag-MBA with applied research. Pero yung MBA mo is you can select your papers depending on your area, kung ano gusto mo at depending on your interest na for that matter. So again, 1.8, 1.5 or even 18 months, yun na yung parang range ng masters natin.
Okay. Sige. Thank you, thank you. So, buti nga ngayon may option of for 18 months and they're planning to make it shorter. Kasi kami yung last batch, no, na 2 years
2
yung
years,
masters.
yes.
So, kami yun. And then next question is, what are the intakes or start dates each year? Like, give them like months kung kailan nagsa-start yung mga intakes.
Yeah,
sa
we
IPU.
just had our intake date itong August. We just had 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. That's the second week of August. Ito yung mga intake dates natin. That's semester 2. So the next one would be January. January is a summer term. Kasi baliktad tayo sa west eh. So even sa northern 'di ba hemisphere, sila parang winter naman. Sa atin summer ng January. So summer term, January hanggang March lang 'yan. Ito yung parang mga around 16 weeks in total. So I think ang maganda dito sa January, sorry, it is 8 weeks. 8 weeks lang pala to. Short course to, 8 weeks. January to March. Pero pagdating ng April, ito na yung semester 1. So ito na yung parang 4 months, 16 weeks. And meron din tayong August. So tatlo siya. January 2026, you can actually enter here. April 2026, and lastly, August 2026. So kahit saan doon, kahit pumasok ka ng January, okay, April, pwede rin yan, or even August.
I see. So this applies either coursework or research-based yung i-take nila?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So I'll just flash quickly yung poster para before we can go to other questions. So ito, ayan. Itong poster na to, probably I can attach it somewhere sa link sa description link where you can also read by yourself. Pero syempre just take note na while you're watching it this year 2025, probably yun na yung latest na na information about this poster. Ito yung sinasabi mo, Joseph,
Yes.
na coursework 1.5 years and then yung research base one. Can you just differentiate? Kasi yung sa akin, combine na coursework and research basic. Can you just differentiate if they will choose, kung pipiliin nila either coursework or research-based?
Sige, good question, Faith. First, yung ginagawa mo kasi, yung ginagawa ni Faith ngayon is the third option. That is the 240 credits. So, meron niyang 90 credits na thesis component. Ngayon, ginawa namin, meron ka ng exit point ng 18 months ng 180 and 210 credits na 18 months din. So, yung kaibahan niyan sa 180 sa 210, pretty much binawasan namin ng isang elective paper. Kasi it used to be 5 double credit papers. Each paper, each subject, paper or subject, isa lang yan. Isang subject dyan or paper is 30 credits. So yung kay Faith, meron siyang 5 double credits. So that's 150 credits. But now, with the new MGB, 4 lang na papers na kukunin mo. Ito yung Taught Masters. So there are 4 papers. And then if you will look at 180 credits, ang kailangan mo dito would be another 60 research project. Yung research project na component, hindi siya yung thesis ha. Ito yung kaibahan niya, major difference. That is actually the 60 credit na research project wherein you can do secondary data, it's 10,000 words. So ito yung less na research na kailangan mo gawin in terms of words, mas maikli, saka parang in terms of research component or yung way how you do research, you can do secondary data. Compared to the thesis component, that is the big amount of words in terms of, kunyari, kailangan mo ng 40,000 words dito, ito na yung mismong 90 credits na nasa 210 na option. That is why from 120 credits, additional 90 credits, that's around 210. So, ang maganda dito, if you will choose research-based na master's na 210, you will be given full-time work rights. But I'm not saying that you will actually find a work na full-time para makapag-earn ng money agad at makapag-focus sa trabaho. Ang maganda lang dito, you can apply your learnings at your workplace. But then again, you just focus on your studies first kasi it's importante you should be graduating first. Then you'll be awarded with the post-study work visa. Kasi lang mahirapan sila Faith in terms of juggling studies and work. Pero design na ito, bigyan kayo ng 20 hours per week na parang work rights. Kasi pag kinuha mo yung 180 credits, automatic meron ka naman 20 hours per week eh. Kaya lang pag kinuha mo yung 210 na may 90 credit thesis, you might be given or you may be eligible for the full-time work rights, which is si Faith meron, di ba? Meron kang Faith full-time work rights. So again, just to summarize, yung major difference would be the 90 credit thesis versus the 60 credit research project.
So just to clarify, kasi yung electives ko, I mean when I started those two, yung 2-year course, on my year 1 I started 5 electives. Ngayon ginawang 4. Tama,
Yes.
4 and then the thesis 1. Doon sa siya, yung masters na research based lang.
Both na siya, both. Even the coursework. Kasi 4 times 30, that's 120 credits, di ba?
Oo.
So 120 plus 60, that's 180. So therefore, kailangan mo lang sa management papers mo, apat lang. 4 papers. Dalawa doon compulsory, dalawa doon would be elective.
I see. So again, coursework, wala tong anything na research or project proposal, as in yung coursework lang na 4 subjects or 4 papers. And then yung may research base, 4 electives, tapos yung 4 electives, tas may thesis pa ba? Tama ba yung pagkakaintindi ko?
Hindi, yung okay.
Nalito din ako, no? Kasi hindi ko nga to course kaya tinawag na kita eh.
Okay, a coursework, meron kang 4 papers dito plus research project.
Okay.
Pero yung research, meron kang 4 papers plus thesis na 90 credits.
Okay. Meron pa rin palang research. Okay. At least clear. Ayan.
Pero parehas yan may research Ang kaibahan lang yung research mo. The research would be more short, mas mas maliit lang, or mas in terms of quantity of words, mas konti lang siya. Saka mas madali kasi pwede ka mag-secondary or primary eh. Primary, secondary, ito lang naman yung how you do about your research in terms of like survey, paano kukuha ng mga data mo para sa research mo. You can do secondary dito sa coursework. Pero whereas I think sa sa research-based na thesis, 'di ba kailangan mo diyan ng primary, original. Original source or data. Ikaw mismo nag-random sampling.
Which is yung ginagawa ko.
Pero I'm sure, parang hindi malito yung audience natin. In short, para lang naman to nag-MBA ka. Para ka nag-MBA. Pero may applied research. Yun lang naman yan. Kaya siya interdisciplinary. You're doing MBA, taught masters, but you're also having a research component together. Mas maliit lang yung version ng research sa coursework. Mas malaki yung version ng research sa research-based na masters.
Okay. Gets.
Full-time work rights on the research-based.
Oo, yun lang. Actually, yun lang yung advantage, eh, pagka research-based ka, either yung 18 months or 24 months, you have the full working rights. Yan. Anyway,
Oo.
since nandito na tayo sa page na 'to, kasi nakikita nila yung online study pathway. So, saan 'to applicable na yung online 2 papers and then on campus, they will study the remaining papers?
Yes, applicable yan dun sa first two options. Both the coursework and the research. So if you will study online, let's say for example you will start on, let's say, January, you can study one paper in kasi short lang yan, 8 weeks eh. You can start with one paper online, tapusin mo siya from January to March, apply ka na ng visa whenever, let's say February or even March. Pag na-approve na yung visa mo, before mag-April, for example, April 12 or April 17 yung intake date, kailangan mo maka-fly para makapunta dito for your remainder of the papers. For example, yung remaining papers mo would be your last 3 papers and then your thesis. So, kailangan ka na mag-fly para pumunta dito. Pero kung gusto mo naman tapusin yung online na 2 papers, pwede rin yan. If you start in April. Kasi sa April, ito na yung semester 1 eh. Ito na yung longer or regular semester. So, you can take 2 papers online in April. Same as August. You can take 2 papers. Maximum na yun 2 papers, Faith. Kasi if you will study the
Mm.
entire program online, when you say online, sabihin you're still offshore. You are still in the Philippines or you're in Qatar, you're in Dubai, anywhere in the world.
Mm.
You'll not be able to apply for the post-study work visa if you will not study at least 30 weeks onshore, meaning in New Zealand. You need to be here studying 30 weeks para maging eligible for the 3 years post-study work visa. Kaya, nire-recommend namin na you will just study at least 2 papers para at least you will still eligible for the post-study work visa. Or you just come here from day 1. From day 1, punta ka na, mag-apply ka na ng visa bago ka pa mag-start. Pag nag-start ka na, dito ka na agad sa New Zealand. Pero this is just an option for those who are not yet fully prepared in terms of number 1, finances. Number 2, you want to come along with your family. Number 3, your job doesn't permit you yet. And many other factors like medical. Nag-aantay pa kayo ng mga anything na kailangan sa requirements sa medical. So, ang maganda doon, you can still start the ball rolling through applying sa online component. And you can start immediately without any visa, without any application ng medical, wala pa. Kailangan mo lang dito would be your unconditional offer of place.
Oh, I see. So, ito yung maganda with the IPU 'no, na they allow you to at least start, I mean, 2 papers online. And yung akin kasi ano, eh, 2 years yun, eh. So, may gano'n pa rin ba na if ever yung 240 credits yung kukunin nila, 1 year they can, go online kung 240 credits?
Yeah, kung 240 kukunin nyo. Kaya lang, Faith,
Okay,
yung
240.
240, we are discouraging our students, our
Discouraging na pala.
future students, kasi we would like to offer
Shorten.
this maybe until January. I'm not sure, depending on the NZC approval.
Okey.
But what
Anyway,
we are showcasing and highlighting are those 2 options, 180 and 210, para mas short lang yung kanilang masters. 18 months lang.
mm,
And
mm.
less din yung kanilang gastos. 'Di ba?
Oo,
Nakita mo
yeah.
naman diyan yung medyo maliit yung figures pero nasa around $30,000 yung coursework. Nara
Oo.
29,000 exact, $29,000. And then yung research base natin would be 34,000, kulang-kulang, 34,000 New Zealand dollars. So maganda doon, if you will study the coursework or research base, hindi ganun kalaki compared to 38,000 na coursework and research.
Okay, thank you. So, ngayon ang tanong ng mga students would be, can students pay tuition in installments?
Good question. Kasi yun ang ginawa mo, Faith, no? Before.
Oo.
Installment ka. Actually, if you look at it, sa Immigration New Zealand, if you apply,
Oo.
hindi ka naman kailangan magbayad agad. Kaya you apply for your visa, hindi ka pinagbabayad. Compare sa Australia, kailangan bayaran mo na agad. Sa New Zealand, if you apply for a visa, you will wait for the approved in principle. But of course, you need to present your funds. You need to present evidence of funds. You need to present your tuition fee na pambayad mo. ang maganda dito, meron naman tayong mga licensed immigration advisors that can guide them. Ngayon, pag na-approve na yung in principle, dun mo lang babayaran yung fee structure. For example, you have selected 180 credits. That's $30,000. Dun mo lang babayaran yung 30,000. Pag binayaran mo 1 year lang or binayaran mo $20,000, so kulang ka pa ng 10,000, mabibigyan ka na naman ng visa. Kaya lang, yung visa mo would be only until 1 year. For example, you started January, hanggang December lang yung visa mo. Eh, yung program mo hanggang July 2027 dapat kasi 1.5 years. So, pwede naman yun. Kaya lang, the application of visa is around, magkano? 800, kulang-kulang $800, parang ganyan, 700 plus. So, you can research that on the immigration website. So, kung nasa mga $800 ang application fee, babayad ka ulit next year, the following year, para mag-extend na another 0.5. So, that is not what we are recommending. We are recommending you to pay the entire fee amount. Huwag ka na mag-installment. Huwag ka na mag 1 year. Kasi kung binayaran mo 6 months, baka hindi ka pa ma-approve. At least dapat 1 year eh. Magbayad ka. May 1 year visa ka. Ngayon, kung gusto mo na mag-online, this is a different story. If you study online, wala pang kinalaman si Immigration New Zealand when you study on. You don't have to apply for visa. That is why you can pay by semester. So meaning you can pay, for example, let's say one semester would roughly be, if I'm not mistaken, $10,000 more or less. So that's around 400,000 500,000 pesos. So babayaran mo lang ganung amount kasi nga nag-online ka pa. And then pag nag-apply ka na ng visa, at papakita mo lang pag na-approve in principle would be the remainder of your fee structure. So more or less parang mga 500,000 na lang papakita mo or babayaran mo pag nag-online ka na. Kasi you have actually eaten the big chunk or even half of the chunk of your fee structure. So parang binabawasan mo na. Pag online yon. Pero pag gusto mo pumunta agad ng New Zealand as an onshore student, I highly recommend you pay the full amount so that you will be given the entire fee, the duration of your student visa for your program.
Ayan. So, pwede ang installment if online eh.
Yes.
Pwede papayagan eh. Pero when you go here, here in New Zealand, sinasuggest din kasi ng immigration na, hindi talaga, they want it na you paid it in full na para pagdating mo nga naman dito, hindi mo na din siya problem.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, ayan. So, nababawasan ng mga katanungan ng mga tao. Anyway, eto na. Ito, inaantay ng mga karamihan. Are there scholarships or discounts available for Filipino or Southeast Asian students? Or whatever nationality?
Yeah, usually we have a scholarship. Although we call them scholarship, but technically speaking, it's already a discount because for you to be eligible for the scholarship, lahat naman eligible na dahil all you need to do is maybe have a 60% grade average on your bachelor diploma. And of course, yung English test mo, papasa mo dapat yan, requirement yan. So, pag nag-qualify ka agad dun sa parang minimum criteria, automatically, you'll be given that scholarship. So, technically speaking, we use the scholarship term, but to be honest, it's already a discount. So, basically, you'll be given the discount automatically embedded on the pricing that I have shown you earlier. So, yung $30,000 mo, nasa may 5,000 yan eh. Pag if you zoom in, may 5,000 per scholarship dyan. So, supposedly, 35,000 yan eh. Yung 34,000 sa coursework, supposedly, nasa mga 39,000 yan. So, nabawasan na yung scholarship dyan kasi nga, you will be eligible naman as long as you will be eligible to apply using these requirements or itong mga eligibility requirements namin na academic, IELTS academic and PTE academic. Kailangan, syempre, mapasa mo yan. IELTS academic, 6.5 overall, or PTE academic, 58 overall. Normally, ang pinakasikat ngayon would be PTE academic dahil sabi nila, madali lang, in a way, yung scoring dito, di ba? Single point compare sa IELTS. Diba? Medyo parang may mga challenges tayo sa mga aspect ng pag-score. And most of my students, ito yung tinitake, PTE. And also, I have taken PTE. So, I can say that okay ang PTE in terms of madaling ipasa.
Oh, I see. Pero either or, PTE or IELTS,
yes, those are the common ones. Pero sa NZQA, even IPU, we also accept language cert, OET, Cambridge, as long as nandun siya sa NZQA table of English test, ina-accept namin yan. Or even if you have a qualification on those countries that are speaking in English, yung parang, for example, countries like United Kingdom, you have a bachelor degree in the United States, Canada, Australia, Ireland. So pag meron ka dong qualification, you may be eligible for an English waive. Pwede i-waive yung English test kung meron ka dong bachelor at nag-aral ka doon ng 2 years, meron ka dong master's degree sa UK, aral ka sa England, sa London, yung mga ganyan ng master. So, present nyo lang yan pag nag-apply kayo.
Okay. So, hindi lang pala PTE or IELTS, meron ding ibang in-honor na language tests. I mean, as what Joseph mentioned.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And next question would be, eto ulitin lang natin pero you answered it already. Is the program open to students from any undergraduate, bachelor, or background? Or there are preferred courses?
Yeah, I mean, in fact, ngayon, iba-iba yung mga bachelor, iba-iba yung mga master students natin. They're coming from MyRide background. Marami akong estudyante coming from engineering, mga civil, electrical, iba naman chemical engineer. And meron din ako mga teachers, mga secondary, mga high school teachers from the Philippines. For example, si Faith, from business, so pwede rin yan, marketing, sales, and also accountant. Meron ako mga estudyante na accountant. Kasi pagdating mo naman dito, you will be bringing in your set of skills or skill set. Dala mo na yan eh. Transferable na yan eh. Depende na lang kung anong occupation mo, kung kailangan mo ng registration. But I think in the end, ang masters namin, applicable to anyone, any profile, any background, as long as you'll be able to justify that through the eligibility requirements.
Okay. Yeah. Yung, I mean, I can attest to that kasi ako, graduate ako ng Library and Information Science. Pero yung field of experience ko, which is, Joseph mentioned, was in the business field. So yeah, yes, any background, any undergraduate background will do. So this is what also aspiring students would look forward. So what kind of support do international students or especially Filipinos receive when they first arrive here in New Zealand? Sa part naman ng IPU. Basta given na minsan may agency rin gumagawa ng kanilang support from their client, pero kayo, as IPU, in the IPU side, so what support you're giving it?
Yeah. So just to give you a background, IPU, we abide with the Pastoral Code CARE. Yung Pastoral Code is really like very important for all international for the international sector, especially for schools like us. Ang maganda dito talaga to provide namin yung support that the student need, especially upon arrival. In fact, prior to arrival, we coordinate with the agent, we coordinate with the student kung saan kayo titira. So prior to your arrival, we make sure that meron kayo titiran, syempre. For example, like si Faith, nakipag-coordinate na siya sa akin or even sa agent niya, saan ba yung mga best places to live? And then we will recommend, for example, you can stay in our hall of residence. That's the IPU dormitory. You can stay in a family or even a family friend, or you can flat, you can rent a room, or you can even rent a house. So yung iba parang ginawa in advance, nag-rent ng house. So medyo may logistics lang doon. But I think ang pinakamabilis dito would be you can stay in a family, mag-flat ka muna ng room, or even you can rent for example, sa IPU Hall of Residence, you can coordinate with the student support team ng IPU. And then upon arrival sa Palmerston North Airport, for example, you're coming from Auckland International Airport, and then mag-domestic terminal ka, punta ka ng Auckland Domestic to Palmerston North, we will be picking you up in the airport. So magpa-provide kami transportation service. As long as there's a 2 weeks or even 3 weeks na notice. Kailangan meron tayong notice na parang ibibigay nyo sa IPU, student support team, para ma-schedule namin yung pick-up sa airport. And then nahatid namin kayo sa mismong bahay nyo. So we will be there. In fact, sometimes I'm there para magsundo. Diba, Faith, sinundo ka namin ni Jay. O si Jay, sinundo ka ni Jay. So, ang maganda dito, your agent and even us will be there to pick you up in the airport. Basta Palmerston North.
Ayan, may disclaimer ba sa Palmerston North, and at the same time, syempre notice. You'll give notice then, sa IPU if you wanted to avail na sunduin ka nila and so yan. So to break this one, people are asking what is campus like life look for international student at IPU. So which video would you want me to play on this?
Sige, pakita natin yung video muna ng
Yung
ah,
una?
yung Palmerston North muna, saka natin pakita yung pangalawa. Kasi yung Palmerston North
Okay.
video, para lang makita niyo yung life sa city. So guys, nasa
Yeah.
city ang IPU, we call it Palmerston North City. Pero it's a combination of urban and rural. So siguro pakita natin yung video tapos explain ko sa inyo yung Palmerston North.
After.
After.
Sige.
Okay.
Okay. And we're back.
Mm. 'Di ba yun ang ating city where we live right now. Faith and I live in Palmerston North. So, siguro Faith, describe ko lang siya in a nutshell. Palmerston North is one of the fastest growing cities in New Zealand. When I say fastest growing city, kasi ang dami ng mga industrial companies dito. Nandito ang Fonterra, nandito ang Toyota na main office, maraming mga hospitality na industry dito, na businesses, and even ang maganda dito, maraming mga small to medium mga enterprises. So, maraming opportunity yung estudyante. Pero, ang ganda, ang lapit ng Wellington, which is the capital of New Zealand. Nasa mga 2 hours lang yan pa nag-drive ka. So, nandun din yung mga trabaho na pang long term, yung mga pang resident visa na trabaho. So, you get the best of both worlds. And if you want to experience, let's say, life balance, for example, you want to go to Ruapehu, Mount Ruapehu is the one that may snow, yung snow activity. Mga 3 hours lang yan, 3-hour drive from Palmerston North. And then if you want to fly anywhere in New Zealand, meron tayong local airport, papunta ng Christchurch, papunta ng Queenstown, even papunta ng Auckland, to and from Auckland. So, very strategic ang location ng Palmy, and you get to experience the beauty of New Zealand. Kasi sa city parang, 'di ba, city na siya eh. Doon tayo galing actually, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Manila, galing ka ng
Mm.
Dubai, galing ka ng Qatar, galing ka ng Saudi Arabia, kung saan man city ka. Pero pag pumunta ka ng New Zealand, you want to experience New Zealand, yung nature. And in fact,
Yeah.
ito yung campus natin. Nandito ako ngayon sa campus. Yan. So ito, nandiyan ako sa loob ng building na yan, or parang cottage yung ano. And then parang cottage na. Kasi yung mga teaching blocks para siyang resort, di
Resort.
ba? Parang resort. Before, I used to describe IPU as parang Disneyland. Pagpasok ko, parang Disneyland. Kasi parang nga naman talaga siya nasa park ka. It's a park-like campus. And we can show that video right now para they can appreciate more yung sinasabi ko. Ano ba yung campus natin? Siguro let's share that ngayon. Faith.
Yep. Coming.
Okay. Wala lang sound. Wala siyang sound.
Eto na. It's loading. Bakit ayaw? I think this is on your end. Bakit hindi siya ma-share?
Ayaw ba? Sige wait lang. Share natin
Wait lang
siya.
po for the technical difficulties lang.
Mm.
Add to stage.
Ito, share natin 'to.
Wow!
Yun,
Minsan lang kasi ako pumunta sa school, eh, kaya napawaw ako.
Ayun ang ating campus. Oo. Nasa ano naman yan, sa website yan. You can visit our website and check out that video para mas clear. Gusto niyo full screen.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, nakita naman nila sa video yung ano, yung dorm or you call it house of IPU house of residence?
Hall of Residence.
Sorry, anong house? Hall pala.
Hall of
Sorry guys,
Residence.
kasi hindi ako sa house kasi ako nakatira, hindi sa hall.
Hall.
Anyway, sige. I mean, ano lang range. I don't know if you can answer this. I mean, how much? Kasi what kind of housing options are available on or near campus? So, pertaining to IPU Hall of where Hall of
Hall of
ano?
Residence. Hall of
Hall of
Residence.
Presidents. So, how much yung
Oh,
range if they're going to, let's say, plan na mag-rent a month? I don't know.
kung gusto niyo mag-stay sa IPU Hall of Residence, meron kaming package na binibigay sa estudyante. Nakasama na yung breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you just have to pay for around $345 per week. $345 per week. Kasama mo na yung almusal mo, kasama na yung pananghalian mo, kasama pa yung hapunan mo. Hindi mo na isipin yan, hindi ka na magluluto. And most of our master students, ginagawa yan. Ha? Meron tayong faith na estudyante na nasa Hall of Residence. Pero may kasama rin ka rin mga bachelor students. Kasi may mga estudyante tayong coming from
Mm.
Japan, from Vietnam, iba-ibang mga countries na they're also doing the undergraduate course or program. So, if you will stay in our IP hall, ang maganda doon, 24/7 yung security, meron tayong internet connection, may facilities tayo, yung rec center, yung gym, kasama na rin yung parang ano, mga laundry area, yung mga parang facilities na included in the package. Ang maganda doon, you have your own bedroom, private
Oh,
bedroom.
yes.
Nasa mga around, I'm not sure if 10 square meter yung room mo, and you have a common lounge, common kitchen, common bathroom. Hiwala yung male and female syempre na dormitory. So for
Okay. Yeah.
345 per week, you'll be able to reside in our Hall of Residence. But if you want to rent outside the Hall of Residence or even flat, rent a room, nasa mga ranging from 180 to 250 per week ang isang room, depending on the location. Di ba, Faith? Nag-rent ka ng room. So, mga ganon. 180, 200 to 250. Depending on the location, depending if may toilet ka sa loob ng bathroom, ng room mo, or you common or shared yung toilet. Depende na yan kung sa usapan sa landlord. So, that's the time we can help you. Even me, I can help you. If you want to look for a house or rent a room, meron tayong community group that can assist on our students, to our students.
Oh, yan. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yan. Yan. So, binigyan na ni Joseph yung options. You can either stay in the campus or you can flat somewhere. I mean, sa house nung, let's say ako, flat ako. Yan. Actually, ako, sinasuggest ko lang na mag-stay kayo sa campus at first, like first month, I don't know. Kasi para lang ma-navigate niyo yung life, I mean, sa New Zealand muna nang hindi kayo gumagastos ng, I mean, masyado. Gano'n, and then you're safe. Pero if meron nga kayong kakilala like yan si Joseph, he can offer naman na he can help you find, flat if you need to. Yan. Anyway, So, sana nasagot-sagot na namin yung mga tanong nyo about IPU, anong course ko, and so, pero syempre, hindi naman din mawawala itong mga bagay na kailangan natin din while we study New Zealand, the support system. So, Joseph, are there Filipino or other cultural groups on campus that new students can join?
Yes, it's a big yes. We have a multicultural environment in IPU. As a matter of fact, we have students coming from Indonesia, yan, mga coming from Papua, na meron silang grupo, Indian students as well. They just had their Independence Day, the Indian community, also Indonesia. And also, of course, we have students coming from Vietnam, from I think meron din tayo from China, from Taiwan. So iba-iba, multicultural, from Africa. Ang maganda dito, you get to share your culture as well, learn from them. So parang nag-exchange lang naman dyan and also learning from other people's culture. So I think in the end, maganda dito pagdating sa mga brainstorming, sa mga group assignment. So iba-iba yung mga ideas, iba-iba yung mga parang framework, and then you get the best ideas from each other. So you can join from other people's clubs. Mamaya, I think you have a question about the club kasi may mga club yan eh. Sa Philippines, may club tayo eh. May Filipino club tayo. Sa Indonesia, may Indonesian club. Indian club, meron na rin silang kinecreate. So iba-iba po siya. So you'll be able to enjoy this multicultural, this diverse environment in IPU.
Yeah. So, siguro isahin na lang natin na sagutin to since na-mention mo na. Are there opportunities to join activities, events, or clubs while studying? Hindi kasi ako nag-join. Kaya tinatanong ko lang si
okay lang yan. Kasi usually pag second year na, busy na yan sa thesis eh. That's okay. That's okay. Yung mga clubs natin, as I mentioned, marami. Especially on your first year, you can join the clubs. Football club, futsal, basketball, lawn tennis. Iba-iba yung mga clubs na pwede nyo i-join. Kodomo drum team. So, dito, so you can get to learn another, diba? Another skill yan. Pero you can visit our website, nandun yun, mga clubs that are available. Again, Filipino club, you can join. Meron kaming Filipino club dito. Meron kaming officers ng Filipino club. So you can be an officer as well. It's good for your CV. If you join the Filipino club and be an officer, at least, diba? You can practice yung leadership skills mo.
Pangdagdag credit.
So marami pang events. We also join other events like sa council, sa Palmerston North City, meron silang mga events na you can volunteer. And in fact, this coming September, third week of September, I think, we'll be having the Spring Festival in collaboration with the council of Palmerston North. So si IPU major sponsor doon. So I think you should watch the space sa Facebook natin. Ila-live natin yan or even we will post some of the activities that we'll be doing this coming September.
Sana maka-join, di ba? Sobrang busy ko na sa buhay ko, no?
Oo nga eh. Halata naman. Yeah.
Next. So what kinds of career, I mean, based from your, let's say, yung population na you've handled students, what kinds of career do IPU Masters graduates usually go to?
Marami tayong mga estudyante coming from different backgrounds eh. So I can answer this by saying it all depends on your work experience and qualification. For example, meron akong estudyante na I think mga 2-3 doon, engineer. Isa coming from Middle East, 2 coming from the Philippines. Yung 2 doon, civil yun civil engineer. Isa structural. I think ang maganda dito, while they were studying in IPU, they were able to land a job in Horizons Regional Council. This is like the DPWH, diba? Oh, sikat kayo ng DPWH. This is like the DPWH of the Philippines, yung ating Horizons Regional Council. Pero wala mga kontratista doon na pasaway. Pero dito sa IPU, so yung 2 estudyante natin na nagtatrabaho sa Horizons Regional Council, ang maganda dito, isa doon na resident na, dahil sa Horizons, pangalawa nag-a-apply na yung ng residence visa yung isa. Kasi nga, accredited employer yung Horizons Regional Council. And they were able to get that points na kailangan nila. And then another one, may estudyante ako na chemical engineer naman sa Auckland, while studying, nakuha niya yung resident visa. Kasi they have full-time work rights, they were able to qualify for the points, nag-lodge na sila ng kanilang resident visa. Back then, it was different eh. Nasa 160, 180 points. But now, it's only 6 points for the skilled migrant category. But going back to my point, it all depends on your previous or current work experience and qualification. Yun naman magdidictate niyan eh. Kasi kailangan nga yung relevant task, relevant experiences mo, yung nasa description niya ng parang ano mo, ng CV mo, ano ba yung makakontribute mo na value sa employer. Especially you already have a master's in New Zealand. Kasi that would have a value. Baka later may tanong ka, ano bang value ng master's? I'm sure nandito yan sa questions mo. Later sasagutin ko yan.
Actually, pwede mo na din sagutin ngayon eh. Kasi parang ano na nasasagot mo na ngayon.
Connected naman.
Yeah. You can say it naman.
Okay, sige. So aside from your qualification, your background in terms of yung skill set mo, yung master's degree mo sa New Zealand, makakatulong yan. Kasi in a way, we create or provide you a platform for you to showcase your skills and talent. Imagine kung walang master's degree or walang school na nandito, hindi ka makapunta ng New Zealand. And then pangalawa, meron kaming networking dito pagdating sa mga events. Kasi meron kaming career center na you can actually maximize. Aside from that, yung network ang importante. So when you study masters, you actually build your confidence. You also build your soft skills. And at the same time, you build your network. So patong-patong na yan, plus of course your work experience, your qualification together. Pag pinesent mo na yan, dun ka mag-a-apply ng trabaho at dun magugustuhan ng employer yan. Kasi meron ka ng reference, meron ka ng network. So present mo yung skill mo, pag pinesent mo yung skill mo, who will validate your skills? Your network. And your professors, your lecturers, your school. Even ako, minsan kinukuha kong referee. So yeah, sige, go. Kilala ko yung estudyante na yan, masipag yan. Yan si Faith, sobrang sipag niyan. Araw-araw yan, maaga gumising.
Ganun. Very good, very good.
Okay.
Yan. So, ayan yung, yung mga ways that masters can help. Particularly kasi dito sa New Zealand, as what Joseph mentioned, big factor talaga yung connections. Kaya from the beginning, pagka you're just starting as an international student like me, I've experienced that na kailangan talaga muna, start where you are, start building your network kasi sila rin yung makakatulong sa'yo in any way na makaland ka dun sa job na gusto mo or job that can help you, apply for residency. Ayan. So, medyo nagbawas na ako ng question kasi nasagot na ni Joseph. So, we're going down with our last question and then do some other announcements afterwards. So the last question would be, what advice would you give to Filipinos who are considering a master's degree at IPU? In the perspective na you're a permanent resident na sa New Zealand and you've experienced, how is it like leaving New Zealand longer? And I'll also answer that later in my point of view naman.
Okay. Thank you, Faith. I think maraming perspective dito Pero it all depends on your priority, your objective, your goal. For example, ikaw, di ba, as someone na from the Philippines, pumunta dito, ano ba talaga yung gusto mo marating? Anong gusto mo objective? Kasi iba, pwede naman gusto mag-aral, gusto mag-gain ng qualification. But most of the time, you want to study because it becomes like a platform para makapunta kayo ng New Zealand and even bring your family. Pero for me, marami naman actually options. Pero I think ang maganda dito, you need to really do your research. Number one, do your research. Do your in terms of looking for opportunities. Marami kasi yan Kaya lang ma-overwhelm kayo. Pero if you do your research, also you talk to the right people. And then lastly, you make an informed decision. Kasi lifelong naman na decision yan if ever you study here. Kasi blood, sweat, and tears ang money. Na hindi naman biro ang babayad yung fees. And I'm sure si Faith can talk more about yung sinasabi kong blood, sweat, and tears na kailangan mong bunuin for this particular investment. And speaking of investment, when you invest in something na parang knowledge, it cannot be taken away from you. You can invest in a lot of things. Invest ka ng Rolls Royce na may payong sa pinto, mag-invest ka ng mga Ferrari, invest ka ng mga projects na gusto mo sa Pilipinas, na may issues. But in the end, lifelong ba yan? Ano ba benefit niyan sa pamilya ko? Meron ba yan, makakatulong ba yan sa parang anak ko? Makakatulong ba yan sa wife ko, sa partner ko, sa husband ko? Or you can look at the future na someday I will be looking at my future, and then I'll see my future with my children with a black passport. And I will travel to Europe without a visa. I will travel to United States walang visa. Dahil nga naka-black passport ka na. So yun lang, depende yan sa'yo kung ano gusto mo. Ako, before nangarap ako, before parang inisip ko lang, kaya ba? Pwede ba? Pero pwede pala. At ginawa ko. But all it takes is just one step muna. Kasi ang dami niyan eh. 'Di ba, Faith? Ang dami mong dadaanan eh. Step 1, step 2, step 3 hanggang step 100 pa. Ang dami niyan. So, paano ka makapunta sa step 100 kung wala ka pa sa step 1? So, ang step 1 mo is this platform. This platform is your step 1. You're listening to Faith, you're actually doing your research, you're discussing with your partner, you're checking your account if may pera kayo, your finances, your funds. Nag-iipon, nagsisave, yan ang step 1. After na step 1, maybe English test. After na English test, gathering of documents, so on and so forth. But hindi nagsa-stop yun doon. It progresses. For example, me, I just got my residency for 5 years ago. Next year, mag-apply na ako ng black passport. So, yung mga ganon, anong looking forward? After dun, bahay naman. Bili ka ng bahay sa New Zealand, which is ang mahal. Ang mahal-mahal ng bahay dito. So, praying tayo, magkabahay tayo soon. But, it all started from day 1. Nag-prepare, nag-save ng funds, nag-isip, nag-discuss, and made an informed decision. So, my message is, you talk to the right people, you do your research, and then you make an informed decision. So, in all, tama yung mangyayari sa'yo. And of course, don't forget about pray. You should pray and ask the Lord for guidance.
Yes, yan. Ayan na, coming from the expert na yung advice. So, marami naman na kayong advice na narinig sa akin sa YouTube channel ko. Pero anyway, I'll just, add on that. As someone naman na may, as a single person na may biglang pumasok na bata. Sorry. Hello. Hi. Ito residente. Nagulat ako.
Alaga mo.
Alaga ko. Ayan. So anyway, my advice to those people who are aspiring to be an to study masters here in New Zealand. Take it one step at a time, and especially pray. At saka yun nga, depende pa rin talaga sa goal mo eh. Kasi, you will really boil down of your whys kung bakit mo to gagawin. And your why will be your way para mapagalaw ka if gusto mo ba talaga yung New Zealand or go somewhere else. Ayan. So, anyway, this is it. And so, we're done. Sorry sa commercial. Hindi ko alam na nakauwi na yung alaga ko. O, diba? Yes. O, diba? Sobrang random nang nangyayari sa buhay ko. Okay. Yeah, later. Okay, so if you have any questions, Joseph, may additional ka pa? Nagulat talaga ako para may
Okay na ako. I think we have mentioned everything. But for sure, there will be more questions. But ang suggestion ko lang, syempre, you ask Faith. Marami na siyang alam sa New Zealand, lalo na sa master's degree. Reach out to her. And then the next step niyo would be, I think, Faith would be leading you to the right person. Itong right person na to or right company or agency, ito yung merong capability magbigay pa ng further advice sa immigration matter. Kasi importante yung pathway nyo eh. Tama yan eh. Anong pathway nyo? So, you talk to Faith, you ask her, and then at the same time, si Faith, ililid kayo sa right person who can lace and facilitate your student application if you will choose IPU New Zealand for your master's degree.
Yeah. So, ayan. Email me at HelloFaith. Tingnan mo, mali pa yung spelling ng pangalan ko. Basta, I'll show it to you. So, email me at hellofaithjoses@gmail.com if you have any further questions and questions about this live. Okay. So, again, thank you so much, everyone. And especially thank you, Joseph, for making time to be here and answer all the questions. So, see you, everyone. Bye!